Here at Produmax, we're precision engineers. We use CNC machinery to make high precision components. The majority of the components we make are for the aerospace industry, and we've got customers all around the world. At Produmax, we've got 5 core values. These are important for everyone who works here, but especially for us as apprentices, because it's embedded with everything we do. So the first one is passion. We like someone who's passionate, really passionate about engineering, wants to learn about engineering, not because we have to learn, but because we want to learn. The second one is reliable. So someone who's reliable, we like someone who's in on time, obviously, but also if there's a deadline up for work, then we can be relied on to get the work done. Dynamic is another one. This is especially important for an apprentice, as we moved about quite a lot in the company and the business, so we learn different aspects of everyday life within the company, and we need to adapt quickly. The next one is Ubuntu, which you might not have heard of. This is a South African word for humanity or team. So it's, the idea that everyone's a team here and everyone can help each other. And then the last one is freedom. So freedom is everyone can put an idea forward, and everyone's idea is treated the same. If it's someone high up or someone who is first year apprentice, then it's treated as in, we'll have a look at this idea. Now on to the vision. So as an apprentice, this is a big one as well. So the vision is that we want to become a Produmax engineering superhero. So that's the vision.
As an apprentice, it is important to balance both college work and work within the business, as apprentices are given many different tasks with various different deadlines. The first 18 weeks of your apprenticeship you'll spend at college just focusing on the academic side. After that, it is up to you to balance both your college work and work within the business. This is fairly easy, as your college and your company can help by providing vital time and resources in order for you to complete your tasks and meet goals.
Keys Method is great, as they're very supportive throughout the course if needed, with the academic side or the practical side of the course.
So I found my first year really good. So we spent the first 18 weeks actually based in college full time, so learning basic skills which we can bring back into the workplace, and then once we had the skills, we kind of brought it back into the workplace, and then balanced out 2 days a week at college and 3 days a week at work, so we could really apply what we've learned.
The skills that I've used from college that I've transferred to Produmax is manual inspecting, so using verniers, micrometers, and manually measuring parts if maybe have come red on the CMM and I need to manually measure it myself, but also like manually machining as well, like a milling machine when I'm reworking parts on the machine and it needs reworking, but I do it manually instead of using the program because it's quicker.
I chose an apprenticeship because it was an easy way to learn and earn at the same time, and instead of going to university, I could work and earn money and go to college just 1 day a week.
So Produmax is it's great for me to be an apprentice. When you first come in, obviously you get taught how to gain your skills in engineering by getting knowledge off all the experienced engineers on the shop floor. So that involves work shadowing, so you'll be working closely with them, making notes, watching how the processes work at Produmax. Also training, so you'll do training courses sometimes, if someone comes in, for example, which is another great way to gain your knowledge. Then when you've got the basic knowledge that you need, you then get hands-on, so not just machining, so you will be making parts, learning the machining process, which obviously is one of the most important things, but you'll be learning the inspection side of it, so CMMing parts, for example, checking them, make sure they're correct, all the way through to when the parts go out of the door. So it's quite a broad range of skills that you learn, but it's great.
Right, so my college course was split into sort of three sections. The first part we did the level 2 qualification, which is all about manual manufacturing and stuff. So we did a course on like manual turning, milling and hand fitting, which sort of got us up to speed with, you know, the basics of how to do these types of machining operations before you move on to CNC, which is obviously what we do at work, and that's more complex basically. And then the level 3 was we're learning how to do the same thing but with CNC. And then we also, on the academic side, we did the BTEC at the same time, which was the level 3 stuff. But then now I finished that because I'm in my 4th year now. So I'm doing the HNC now, which is a level 4 qualification, which we also do as part of our apprenticeship here. And I'm in my 2nd year of that now. So in the first year we did these 2 projects, which were really good because we got to like improve something in the workplace for one of them, and then for the other we got to design something. So we went to like visit a place that manufactures prosthetics, and we had to design our own improvement for a prosthetic implant. And now we're in our last year of it, and so now we're focusing more on the writing aspect. Like we're doing a maths unit right now and a engineering science unit, which is more about like materials and things like that, which is really good. It ties into work, how we get to learn more in depth about the science behind what we do.
Well, an apprenticeship's important. It's a real job with an employer, usually with a career path that's mapped out for you, which gives you progression. Apprenticeships usually start at level 2 and can progress to as high as a degree level 7. The thing with an apprenticeship, it gives you industry training in valuable skills along with extensive work experience in a field that you're interested in. It includes both practical and vocational skills along with technical knowledge, and it's an opportunity to work with like-minded people. And I suppose the big thing, more importantly, is you're getting paid a wage to learn.
So my duration and time over the years working with apprentices, I find it really rewarding because as well as teaching and imparting knowledge, there's times where I gain knowledge from the apprentices because they're working in a field or an area where it's like advanced machining or something where it's on a new level. And you know, my job, I'm constantly learning, but it's just that the skill sets, you know, once you've got a group of apprentices together, you know, there's so much can be done, and in that duration of time they're being taught with their technical qualification, their vocational qualification, you see that change in that individual where they achieve and become fully fledged, fully skilled and technicians and engineers for the future, and a great end result for that. Of course.
Well, Keighley College, it's centrally located with excellent transport links, and it's in an area of diverse manufacturing, and many of these organisations choose the college as their prime deliverer of quality engineering programmes. The engineering department, it's equipped with high quality resources which reflect current industry's needs, providing both vocational practical skills and academic knowledge in modern manufacturing techniques, covering things such as CNC machining, 3D modelling, additive machining and 3D printing, as we can see behind us. The engineering team are a mixture of experienced practical engineers and also high-level manufacturing professionals. So therefore we could provide an all-round understanding of the manufacturing industry. Study programmes in engineering range from level 2 to level 5 and delivered on either a day release basis, block release, and more often not full-time college attendance. The learner will spend a significant amount of time in a manufacturing and a workshop environment, working at their own pace to develop key manufacturing skills. Couple this with the academic knowledge means that we are then building engineers for the future success of British industry through our apprenticeship programmes.
Back in 2014, Produmax realised that the engineering industry had a significant issue around not having enough people coming through. There was a huge gap between people in their late 40s, early 50s, and the next intakes didn't really kick in till the sort of people in their early 30s. So we had a 15-year gap which somehow we've got to fill. The only way we could see that as a business was to go down the apprentice route, we studied our own workforce and realised that the average age of our workforce at that time was 47. And when we did some more studies, we realised that within the industry, the average age was actually 52. And that would be a significant problem moving forward. So by moving down the apprentice route, and we're now sort of 6 years in and it's successfully feeding people through year after year after year, it means that we've now got an average age in the business of 34, which means we're pretty much in a dynamic stage rather than the old man stage. So it's good for the business in that way, and really important, not just for us but for the industry, that young people are coming in. I mean, at the minute with what's going on, it's a bit of a nightmare, but the one thing that is still clear is the requirement for good young people coming into engineering and taking a career out of it as apprentices, following on. The areas they can go into are vast, and they're really key that we get them into our business to keep the business moving forward. So that's, for me, is the reason it's really important.
We're now in the undercarriage. This is where the directors and also managers have meetings. So they come here to talk about business strategies, finances and new product development. This is a service cell, so I've been working in this section. So here we use lathes and also sliding heads. We make smaller aeroplane parts, and also we've been using our core value of dynamic in this cell recently, as we've been helping battle COVID-19 and been making parts for the ventilators for the NHS.
This is the screws and comp cell. In this cell we make a large number of aluminium components and some steel. The majority of the components we make are produced for the actuators, which are made for the 787 Dreamliner.
This is the gearbox cell where we make gearbox housings for various different components within our plane. This is the CMM where we measure parts and check if key dimensions are suitably in tolerance. This allows us to quality assure all parts.
Hi, I'm Dan. I work in assembly at Produmax as a Year 2 apprentice. In assembly, we assemble over 50 different parts. This is a skew linkage. There's 9 different versions of the skew linkage, which go in the wing of a 787 Dreamliner. This is an actuator. This is made of 47 different parts, and 34 of them are made at Produmax.
This is a penetrative flow testing system, and it allows us to check any of our components for surface defects. This system works on various materials such as metals, ceramics and plastics. This allows us to check our precision components for any defects that may hinder the use of the component.
So this is our 3D printer, which what we use to actually create prototypes of new products, and allows us to change designs and adjust it before it goes into production, and allows us to adjust the part before it actually gets made into a final product.